it in. Kennedy quickly back up the wing, waiting for it is Greentree. Sent back in, Jovanovski plays it easily and is going to leave there for Will McFadden, a converted forward playing defense now. Gallagher out to center. Dan Kovacic, the linesman, cleaned up that stick left on the ice. He gets it out of play, and then there's a shot from McKeish, stopped by Jovanovski. McFadden again in behind the net, glassing out. Spitfires get a touch on it. Serlin trying to knock it down. Woodall will steal. 4 minutes gone in the first. The Spitfires with an early shot lead of 6-1. And that's going to be nice as they will head off here, and that should just about do it for the first power play of the series.
Well, all five players, I think, were in all five positions, if you want to call them some positions on that power play. But lots of movement for the Spitfires, lots of puck movement, couple one-timers. Some good looks on the power play, but it was Jovanovski there to make the saves when called upon.
The 2026 OHL playoffs underway. Nathan Games, the first player in the Ontario Hockey League to score in the postseason, as the four other games, or I guess three others outside of this one, still scoreless. We'll get a look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up a little bit later on. 2 games in the Eastern Conference. Owen Sound and Flint, the other Western Conference matchup tonight. Off the stick of Miedema.
Cristoforo on defense, unless there are some major injuries to the defensive core.
Ryland Singh sends it in. Singh had missed some games near the end of the season, appendicitis. Here's Robinson, quick shot saved by Jovanovski.
Well, Robinson, as he's done all season, but especially in the second half, joins the rush at the right time, is an option, and had a good chance in on Jovanovski, who seems to be dialed in here.
Yeah, the Guelph seemed to have settled in, too, after a barrage of early Spitfire shots. Swinging up behind him. And you could tell when the look at his eyes was like, there's not supposed to be this many guys out here. Spitfires fingered for the too many men. So 4-on-4, Davis. Right side, gets by McFadden, stops in behind the net. Trying to dish it to the middle, he does. Here's Robinson. Robinson, lane opens up. Shot just misses on the blocker side.
Well, right idea by Robinson. You could. He's showing no signs of letting up here tonight. Sacrificing his body here in the first period, late with a block shot.
Fibiger in, waiting for it as Greentree checks the shoulder, chops it back, but gets all the way outside the zone for Woodall. Forced back by Stevens. Woodall bumped. Can't get it by McKenzie. Now Gallacher back in on it. His shot into the midsection is back here at home. Game 2 coming up on Saturday. Gallagher will shoot through the screen of the defenseman.
On with you. So it's different, though, with season being done in March.
Yeah.
Typically, he said they go till June.
Really? Robinson swings it out. Spitfires looking to get something going. Ferrand was cocked and ready, and a good stick there by Gallagher, and then they almost broke away with Snellgrove busting up the middle. 15 seconds left, the man advantage. Here's Garden on the left side, drops back to Villeneuve, the former Sudbury Wolf, picked up at the deadline off the stick of his old teammate Alex Ferrand. Top. Given away. Spitfires trying to keep it in. They will. McKenzie's out of the box. Power play's over. Spitfires are 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Here's Spellacy, side of the goal, trying to just shovel one towards the net. It doesn't get through. And they will come away. Trying to get back even in this one. This is the kind of thing you hate to see if you're a Spitfire fan. You're controlling the play, 16-8 the shot clock, but the Storm hanging on, and momentum so important here in the forward, but certainly a much better defender. Finished second overall defenseman points. Ferrand couldn't get that shot off. He was in that nice little cushion there, all alone in front of the net. Here's Games. McFadden protects that puck, and now the Storm get it out to center. Off the skate, it's Wysick to keep it alive. Spitfires back the other way now. McFadden spins. Games reaching for it off the puck. Pass up on the wing. Davis receives while skating backwards. Now trying to throw it on the backhand across the front of the zone. And take it away, Fibiger. Will McFadden first back on it. Will dish to Singh. Singh, outlet pass out to center. Here's Pate. Stick handle. Stevens follows up. His backhander off the blocker of Costanzo. Gallacher now back in behind the net. Stevens rims it around hard. Spada holds it in for Singh up the middle. His shot.
Dipsy doodles his way to the net front. He did have some room in behind Costanzo on the post. Just wasn't able on his backhand to get that play in behind. He was momentum take him a little bit too far across the crease.
Harvey busts back in. He's going to leave for Greentree. Greentree going to load up that shot. He does. And it went off his skate wide of the net. Viviger back to Greentree. Top of the zone, trying to get a different look at it now. Turns back. Shuffles one over to Harvey. And numbers back the other way for the Storm. Led by Pape. Good stick there by Carson Woodall to break it up.
Carson Woodall, the second leading point getter amongst defensemen in the league this season, makes an excellent defensive play with a good stick to break up that 3-on-1 opportunity for the Guelph Storm.
He sold out for it too, because the last win here by Guelph at the WFCU Center wasn't that long ago. March 14th, 2024. They won 5-1.
And that led to a lot of time in the offensive zone. And now Guelph has turned the tide. They seem to be first on pucks. They're forcing Windsor to ice it. And they're playing down here in Windsor's zone a little bit more than they did here in the first period.
Games gets it out to center, but long change here. They can't get to the bench. Villeneuve will finally get there, as he was really gassed at the icing, and now finally gets off here for Garden. On the puck now, right side, and the rest of the Spits will change. Storm trying to get it up quickly, and that's Pate back in over the line.
Well, that's how it kind of starts to roll over. The Spitfires were hemmed in their own zone, forced an icing. Guelph won the draw, kept them in. They were able to change one, and then when they had to change everybody else.
For the Storm. Kovacic with the drop onto the wing. Top was there. And Spada now exits out to center. It's Woodall chopping at it. Games will shovel it back into the corner. Spellician on the forecheck. Spada can't clear. Games wraps it back around. Top on the backhand up the wing. McKenzie charging to keep that alive was Woodall. Get by him. And now the Storm back in over the line. Here's Spellici. Out of the reach. It's going to go to center, and it's
from the second period. Well, really late in the first period on.
Walton in behind the net, watched by McKenzie. Up the wall, Villeneuve, stick on it, gets it out to center. Spada, the red line and in. Off the dasher board, waiting for it, Villeneuve. He'll just chop at it, gets it out to center. Ferran leads on his man, will chop it by. And now a high.
And the Spitfires have a 3-0 lead.
Jakob Fibiger for the Spitfires, a deadline pickup. Won a silver medal at the World Juniors, and then comes back to a new team, the Windsor Spitfires. Off the stick of Garden and in. Greentree and Woodall the assists. Second point of the night for Woodall. McKenzie. In on the forecheck. Fibiger's got him pinned. Gallacher trying to squirrel away. Picked up in the trades of Brantford earlier this season. Again, we've talked about this. There's a shot. Spada up high, poked away. Spitfires trying to get on their horse. Poked away by Harvey. Shabinsky fresh off the bench. Harvey drives wide. Harvey all the way back to the blue line, and then Gallacher slows him down. Obviously, Guelph,
could not get that thing by Joey Costanzo, as none of the Guelph Storm have been able to so far tonight, not for a lack of effort.
Tag Vader has scored hard. Red line and in off the skates. Waiting for it is Walton. Ferran had an assist on the opening goal from Nathan Games, coming just a minute 59 in. Spitfires in no hurry whatsoever to move that puck, as they will look to play out the final 6:15. Taking the hit, sent in, scores! Spitfires waved off immediately. 2 goals, 4 assists today. That Flint is a scary team. They've got some firepower.
It's a nice stat line for a whole series.
Yes, that's not bad at all. Nesbitt taken away. Here's Stevens, his backhander, weakly wide. Less than 6 to go in this one. Beauchene can't knock it down. Spellacy trying to get on his horse. He's trying to outrace McKenzie, who does a good job of just getting in his way. Gallagher at the center. Will leave for Beauchene. He can't get much further. Nesbitt for Fibiger, who scored here in the third. The Spits have scored in every. Chase it back at center, and it's Villeneuve right back in over the line. Villeneuve trying to move it to the middle. Off the wall and held in. Very close there by Carson Woodall. Trying to move it to the middle. Now Pape's going to turn it back. Here's Miedema. His shot goes wide of the goal. Miedema wanting a penalty, saying he was held there by McKeish. Doesn't get the call he wanted. And he slaps his stick as he heads off the ice. Minute 40 left in this one. Backhander out to center. McKeish got a piece of that. No icing. Here's Rowan Top back in behind his net. And now McKenzie up the wall for Rand. A goal called back earlier in the period. Did have an assist on the opening goal tonight by this line right here with Games, who's on the puck now.